Hey guys, my name's Lewis. This is my 2022 Civic Si, and welcome to my channel. Today, we're going to be installing the PRL downpipe. Okay, so here we have PRL's catted downpipe. They're using a G-Sport catalytic converter. They come with some new bolts and some crush washers. The crush washer is just there to make sure you get a good seal on the downpipe when you go to connect it to the up pipe. This does work with most aftermarket up pipes, and it does work with your factory up pipe. Here we have 4 washers. This is going to be for the manifold side of the downpipe, and then you get a new gasket to seal between the bottom of your downpipe and the up pipe. It also comes with this extender. This is just in case your O2 connector doesn't reach to the new plug hole. But that's it, guys. This is a fully stainless steel downpipe. It's fully CNC'd and welded together, and as you can see from the welds, they're pretty beautiful welds. This is definitely a premium downpipe. So let's go ahead and install this thing. Okay, so to start off, you're going to want to take off the connecting portion of the intake that connects the air box to the inlet pipe of the turbo. I'm not going to take off the inlet pipe of the turbo. I believe that it can be done without taking it off, but if you wanted to take it off, that's completely up to you. It might make things easier. It'll definitely give you more room to work. I just personally am not going to, but yeah, that's all on preference. So let's go ahead and get started. Next, we're going to use a 12mm wrench to remove the bolts holding the heat shield onto the downpipe. Okay, so for this part, we're going to be removing the downpipe from the actual turbo itself. I highly recommend that you use an impact driver. I don't recommend that you use a wrench or any type of breaker bar. From previous experience, you're probably going to end up snapping one of the studs or snapping off one of the bolts. It's just there's so much heat that rust builds up on the hardware, and it becomes a real pain to remove. So with an impact driver, I found to have better luck because there's not so much leverage being put onto the bolts and studs. So this will end up saving you a lot of time in the end. In case you do snap one off, you might have to remove the turbo and possibly either having to drill out one of the bolts or get the studs machined out so you can install new studs. It's just a headache overall. I definitely recommend using an impact driver. Don't waste your time using a wrench or a breaker bar. So for these two, I use an extension and a universal joint to get them out. Once you've gotten the back ones out, go ahead and try and use a ratchet and extension to get it the rest of the way out. It can be kind of a pain using an impact back there. Now for the O2 sensor, I recommend getting one of these O2 sensor removal tools. You can rent it from AutoZone. You don't need it. You could take it out. You could disconnect it and then take it off once you have the downpipe off. But I definitely recommend using this. Now, for this next step, you're gonna need a flathead and a Phillips. That's just to take off the splash guard. Okay, for this next step, let's go ahead and remove these 2 brackets for the downpipe, and then we can go ahead and remove these nuts holding the up pipe to the down pipe together. For the brackets, I'm using a 9/16 wrench. For these stud nuts, I'm using the same 14 mil I was using at the top of the downpipe. Okay, now that we removed all the hardware holding the downpipe from the top and the bottom, we can go ahead and take the downpipe off. Well, here it is, the old downpipe. I did choose to lower mine only because I didn't remove the inlet piping. So just keep that in mind, you're not gonna be able to pull it up. And now, with the old one gone, we can go ahead and install the PRL downpipe. Now that we have the old one removed, we can go ahead and install the PRL downpipe. This one is skinny enough that you can lower through the top of the car. The old one was just, the catalytic converter was so fat that it wouldn't allow you to fish it up or lower it down. So with this one, it should be a lot easier. Okay, now that we lowered the downpipe into place, we can go ahead and install the gasket provided by PRL and the 3 bolts and crush washers. Okay guys, well that pretty much wraps up this video. There's really nothing much left to do besides put everything back together. I didn't record that part because it seems pretty self-explanatory. Just go backwards order, just put the splash guard back on. If you want to put the heat shields back on, PRL did make it to where you can reuse the factory heat shields, and put your intake back together, and that's pretty much it guys. If you guys enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing, smash that like button, and if you have any questions, leave it in the comment section down below. I'll be happy to talk to you guys there. But that's it for now. Thanks for watching, guys.